What's going on, YouTube? And welcome back to all of us into the Hollywood Rip studio for this week's episode of the Hobby Headquarters. If you missed us, it is much appreciated. Yes, we've been gone for 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks?
Something like that.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Apologies. I had the flu 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then I had sinus surgery last week, so had to recover a little bit, but we are finally back, and we've got a lot to catch up on. Fortunately, it's been kind of a quiet week in the hobby this past week, but we have a lot to talk about that we weren't able to just simply because of logistical issues. Happenstance in our lives. So we're going to start this week, because we have not addressed it yet, with the backyard breaks scandal that happened 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe something like that. I've had a few messages saying, why didn't you comment on this or yada yada. Well, I had surgery, sorry. I couldn't speak for a little while.
Literally couldn't comment.
Yeah, literally could not comment if I wanted to. But we are obviously not going to play the video here. You have seen it. Obviously, we have seen it, and my opinion on it is pretty strong. I think it's a pretty what should be kind of a standardized stance on this type of thing. Now, obviously, you all saw that Grant issued an apology stating that he is seeking mental counsel for this and
needs help
and yada yada, and so he's stepping away. For me, I think it was, which, look, I respect the fact that you're getting help, right? But for me, it's you stepped so far beyond the realm of what is okay, that in my opinion, if Grant and Bugsy, who you always laugh at the nicknames, if they were really men, they would come out and say, what we did was not right. It was deplorable behavior, and what they would do is they would step away from the company entirely. And I think Whatnot, Fanatics, all the distribution companies, Panini, if I'm them, I'm probably not giving them a channel or product until those two are no longer part of the company.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think blaming it on like a needing therapy and whatnot, to me, it's really cowardly. And a lot of people are out there saying, being a father of daughters, I don't stand for this. I don't think it matters if you have a daughter or not. You can't stand for this at all. I think it's really kind of a zero tolerance for this, sexualizing minors, sexualizing females. Look, it's just, I really can't believe this happened. I'm really disappointed. But for me, if Backyard Breaks wants to rebuild its reputation, I think, sure, give them the chance to rebuild their reputation, but it cannot be with Grant and Bugsy still involved with that company, period.
Sure. Well, they wouldn't step away, right? Like when there's too much at stake for them, it would be up to his partners, so on and so forth.
Well, I mean,
right?
Yeah, I mean, Grant's the CEO, so.
So yeah, there you go. That would be up to the people around him. He's just not gonna. I mean, it makes sense that he didn't just remove himself.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, like, what's the right thing and what's the thing that is most obvious to happen? That was the obvious one.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
When this happens in any other industry, right? What happens?
CEO, usually not good things.
CEO, chairman, president, whatever you want to call it, they step down,
Well,
they're asked
Yeah,
to
they have
step
boards
down.
to control them, and which this obviously is not at that point where they would have a chairman or you know
Right,
boards.
right.
Like, I don't. To me, it was just I watched the video and like they're it's just such they thought they were being
Funny.
edgy,
They thought they're
funny,
being funny.
like bro talking, and then you read the statements like, "I am seeking counsel." It's like, okay, well, I see how you talk. That's where it becomes disingenuous.
Yeah.
I would have preferred. Oh, it doesn't matter. Like everything, I obviously agree with everything you said. There's not really anything to stray too far off of what you put there. And I'll finish with this. I've said it before because for whatever reason, stories like maybe not stories like this, but other people get a little sideways. If you're just looking for an unproblematic show for all this product and whatnot, we've been here, baby. We're sitting right here.
Well, we don't do breaks. We do not do breaks.
You know what? I'm flexible. If push comes to shove, comes to rip, maybe I'll.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Maybe we will do breaks. Who knows? If you want us to do breaks.
If you want to remove that from them and the audience and so on and so forth, I think I could dip my toe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Let us know in the comments below if you think we should get into breaks as well. Who knows?
I'm not choosing to do it. I'm just gonna vacate the open space.
Yeah, we'll put the open space there,
Yeah.
and we'll let you guys walk into it, not us.
Right.
Something like
They
that.
also haven't vacated that space yet because, like you said, they haven't pulled the stuff from them.
Well, I think they're losing a lot of customers, and their chat rooms are crazy. Their chat rooms are
bet.
crazy. And what I haven't liked is all their other breakers have been backing Grant, saying that this was like this was a joke, or
Yeah, they're
we're taking
brown
this
now.
a little too seriously, or I just as a look, I'm not for it. What I've seen come out of that company, even outside of Grant and Bugsy, has not been good.
Right.
So
Fair.
yeah, but we're gonna keep on moving into Shohei Ohtani news. Two things for Shohei Ohtani, and some of this is, keep in mind, we're catching up on 2 weeks right now. So you guys might have heard about this already last week or the week before or on other shows. That's fine. We just haven't talked about it yet, so we are going to talk about it.
Whatever.
But his 1-of-1 Logoman out of that Dynasty Black, that 50-50 set, his Dynasty Black 1-of-1 Logoman from that 50-50 game, that card has officially been found.
Cool.
It was picked up from the Topps Texas office the other week, and it is being sent to Heritage Auctions, where it will be for sale soon. Speaking of Ohtani, he has a fourth autograph now. There was some photos being released of new autographed Ohtani cards. We'll put the new autograph. Well, actually, let's do this. We're gonna put all four. Let's say 5. We're gonna put all 5 Ohtani variation autographs on your screen right now at the same exact time. The first one is what many people consider his best autograph, and this is his rookie autograph. It looks like I don't even know what it looks like. It looks crazy. There's a lot going on there. He then went to this little tiny autograph or tiny version of that, which kind of looks like a division sign. He then went to, of course, the one that we are all most familiar with now, which is sort of it kind of looks like a C and like an SO, with the little line going through the middle. On his Dynasty Black cards, that kind of CSO, that third variation, had kind of a check mark to the bottom of it. Very, very slight variation. And then now, of course, we have this new one, which is the last one you're seeing there, which presumably reads Ohtani. You can actually kind of make out that it probably says Ohtani. Obviously, he has kanji autographs as well in Japanese, which are very cool.
Yeah, beautiful.
I actually think, I kind of wish that this new autograph was the one he had been using for the last few years. I'm a fan of being able to reasonably make out what something says. You know?
Yeah.
I find too many athletes now have autographs that we just cannot read. Like, kind of bottom line.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they're signing like 500 things at a time these days, right?
Right.
Like the
Right.
NBA All-Star Game is happening right now. Like, and you know those guys have to set aside an hour where they walk into a ballroom and like sign 500 basketballs at a time, right?
Oh yeah.
So like, I kind of get it. Like you're just going Jason Tatum, or like
Yeah.
So sorry that I
In
digress.
their head, they're saying Jason Tatum. But
it's
what
just
we
squiggles.
see is like squiggle.
Right.
Squiggle.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, Dynasty Black 1 of 1 Logoman. That's the Logoman from his pants from the 50-50 game.
Right. In Miami.
And the new autograph.
Do you think we're teetering on the edge? It feels to me like we're teetering on the edge of 50-50 stuff, right? Like, I don't think we're there yet, but like, it's starting to get maybe a little watered down. If we're having a new 50-50
No.
store.
This is the same set.
No, I know. Point still stands.
Okay.
I understand.
It just took a while for someone to find it.
No, I get that. But like, we're also about to enter a new season. Like, let's let him.
True.
You know, like at some point where it's like, I have the 50-50 this. Well, I have this 50-50 thing. I'm just putting it out there. At what point does it become like, maybe not everyone should have a 50-50 something. It should be that special memorabilia out there, like a handful of stuff being out there. Trust me,
there's
I
only
understand.
one of them.
No, I know, but I just feel like there's a lot. We've had a lot of 50-50 stories.
Yeah,
which means there's a lot of 50-50 thingamajigs out there happening.
50-50 has been driven up people's you-know-what.
Keisters.
It has been seriously driven into the heads of everyone.
Because now it feels, so as I hear it all the time, like this is from my mind as like the consumer that's like sort of on the periphery, like now it doesn't feel so special, right?
Yeah.
I use the term watered down. It is a huge deal. It should be a huge deal.
Yeah.
For you to say that it's something from his pants from that game is really cool. But then at the same time, like, okay, that's just something else.
But like it's also time to maybe move on a little bit.
Perhaps. I mean, did you see him throwing yesterday?
I did.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
I did. Although just 92 to 94. But
It's also,
for like his first bullpen in over a year. So
yeah.
we're going to move to hobby story number 3 for this week. And that is the West Coast Card Show, of course, presented by Burbank Sports Cards, which is going on right now.
Right now.
We were there yesterday out in Ontario. Another fantastic event put on by Rob at Burbank Sports Cards. So well done, Rob. I felt the dealers were all pretty reasonable this time out. I have one suggestion and one issue that really needs to be solved, because every time I go to a card show, I have the same problem, and that's I see something, and then I see it, I don't buy it on the spot necessarily, and then it just might as well just be lost in the ether, because I'm just never gonna find it again.
It drifts away.
There's so many. So let's consider this the official petition. Rob, if you're listening, or anyone that hosts any card show anywhere in the world, we need aisle numbers at these shows. Very simple, not expensive. Stick a pull somewhere with an aisle number so I can say, all right, that card was in aisle 4 of the 30 aisles, right?
Yep.
So I
feel you.
At least I have an idea.
Yeah.
Because like I see something and then I have no clue where the hell it is.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're getting delirious.
like 10 minutes later, because you're looking at you're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of cards in every single aisle. There's just no, like, it takes 5 hours just to see every table at one of those shows. Like, I also think we could probably add a little more seating on the edges of the show, like to just chill.
like a museum or like Disneyland.
Yeah. To just chill. Like, just line the outside with chairs. I think we should just do that, because I was like cramping after the fourth hour yesterday. Yeah. I mean, granted, keep in mind I haven't walked in 7 consecutive days really since having surgery. So
Yeah.
It was my first day back speaking and walking. So life's tough.
It's like you sound like they brought a newborn into public for the first time.
And that's kind of what
little Evan, he's finally learning to walk. Don't touch him.
Aisle numbers?
He's tender.
Yes, please. Right?
Yeah. First of all, you got to get Hokas for an event like that.
I don't like Hokas.
Well, you say that, but then you complain about your feet, so.
I have Hokas.
I love them. I wore them here. I love Hokas. Function over
you
fashion.
took them off?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm wearing dress pants for all of these.
I'm wondering what that smell was.
No, that's not my feet. I do like your aisle idea, though. That is pretty...
It's very basic, but it totally changes the game.
But do you think it's almost on purpose? Because do you think it's like the same theory of like when you go to the market where every market obviously has the milk in the back because everyone needs milk, so everyone has to walk through everything, and then you're like, ooh, maybe I will get these jelly beans as I head my way to the milk, like. And then without aisle numbers, then it causes you just to wander, and then it keeps you there for a while. Do you think it's maybe the thinking along those lines? Like the subliminal
I don't know.
way to do things?
I don't think so. I just think this is like so basic. I think this is so basic. Like even supermarkets have aisle numbers. Sure, I still get tempted when I see the box of muffins, you know?
Little Debbie's.
But I kind of know where they are because... It's crazy to think the market's way smaller than the card show.
I know.
You know?
I just think that there's a possibility that it's like for a reason.
It's just needle in a haystack.
But the signs, the aisles at markets are also super vague. Like I couldn't find brownie mix the other day.
That's true.
Because like the titling was just like
baking needs.
Yeah, baking needs, not like brownies right here. You know. Which also minor point though. I learned yesterday that one of maybe the last Rainforest Cafe in Southern California. Is in Ontario. What did you get when you went there for dinner yesterday?
We can go there for dinner tonight.
Are you going back?
Depends. We're trying to make a couple last minute deals. We'll see if it works out. Or not.
We'll get this wrapped up so you can go have dinner next to a gorilla.
Rainforest Cafe, man. That's a throwback right there.
Still exists. Supposedly still exists in Ontario.
Yeah, now this story is from a couple weeks ago. A lot of people have commented on it or reported about it. But a postal worker in New Jersey admitted to stealing over $100,000 worth of sports cards, sports memorabilia, and TCG cards. So like Pokemon, stuff like that.
Right.
Baseball, basketball, hockey, and like I said, Pokemon were the 4 main categories that he's still over 100K worth in. He is scheduled for sentencing on April the 22nd. The current prison term he is facing is 5 years.
He is a federal employee, though.
I want to talk about this, not necessarily because it's a current event, because this did happen, again, like I said, 2 weeks ago. But I want to talk about this because I think this is an issue in general, in the hobby as a whole. We sell a lot of stuff, ship a lot of stuff.
Yes,
I have had multiple, here in Los Angeles, I have had multiple packages somehow come back to me in the mail or come back through our P.O. box. And the package will just be ripped open and nothing will be in it. It'll just be empty. So this happens in more than just this case in New Jersey. This happens in Los Angeles. This happens in, my guess is pretty much every major city
of course,
in the United States. So if you're shipping your cards, and here's my recommendation to you on this. If you are a seller and you are shipping cards, if you are a breaking company, if you are selling singles, even if you're just selling cards on eBay, do not put the word cards, sports, sports cards, breaks, rips, do not put that in the return address on the shipping label. Because as soon as that word is there, someone knows, if they are fans of the hobby, they know that that envelope or that bubble mailer is essentially as good as cash.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think this has been a pretty obvious one for a while. Fine if you want to keep the main name of your company there, but just take a black Sharpie and just Sharpie out the cards part of it on the end. Your return address will still be there. It just does not need to say cards.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I do. And this is gonna kind of be a D comment, but like, if you're gonna put those words on the outside of any sort of mailing, I hate to break it to you, but that's a little bit thick. You don't deserve it necessarily.
Well,
to me, it's the same thing as like when someone's like, I had my car broken into. It's like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I left my laptop in the passenger seat just right there. It's like, okay, well, you're showing everyone, and here it is. And to me, it's relatively similar. Now, does this suck for the company named Sports Breaker Cards and such? Yeah, that does. But if you're gonna advertise to hundreds upon thousands of people and all the hands that it passes through, I hate to break it to you, but not everyone in society, especially these days, is a clean-cut person. Mm-hmm. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
I mean, I think it's just the fact that this person got caught just really sheds a little more light on the fact that we just need to be a little more careful. I don't know.
It's not that hard. Just don't put it on the outside. Like, if you're saying people are putting sports cards inside, then, like, you know what? Take care of your controllables, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a controllable.
Exactly. I think that's more the point to hammer home is if you can control it or make a difference controlling it easily, then I think you should do it. And that's just where we're at now in the hobby.
Big sale inside this package. Hope no one please don't touch.
Yeah. I also like to get hard boxes, like cardboard boxes.
You paused at the wrong time.
Hard cardboard boxes as opposed to the bubble mailers sometimes. Right. If you can get it into one of those cardboard boxes that's like an inch deep, I would rather you put it in one of those as well than a bubble mailer because you can't feel from the outside the more rigid cardboard box. Do not say anything. We're going to keep moving to the next story.
You need to move on.
And that is Tom Brady, because Tom Brady has bought a 50% stake in the company Card Vault. It is a sports card and memorabilia company, for those of you who don't know, that has locations currently in the TD Garden and Gillette Stadium, Foxwoods Resort Casino. They're going to have a location in MetLife Stadium as well, I think, in the spring.
What a boring stadium.
And they did announce that they have plans to expand significantly domestically as well as internationally. I don't know what internationally means, but I think this is...
Around the world.
Well, I know what internationally means. I don't know what it means when the company says that.
Oh, right.
But I think this is really, really good, like really good news. I think this is some of the best news that the hobby has gotten in a while, because I think anytime we can involve athletes, or in this case, a GOAT athlete, right? I'm all for it, because it pushes the hobby forward and kind of helps solidify the fact that the hobby is not going anywhere. And specifically, that the huge uptick we've seen in the past 4 years since COVID is not a fluke market that's going to like all of a sudden crash and go back to where it was pre-COVID. We have massive business moguls investing big amounts of money in these companies. I think this is a really big deal, and I think this is a very good sign for the hobby going forward. So I think this is an A+ move from Tom Brady, an A+ partnership with Card Vault, and an A+ new inscription from Tom Brady, who has inscribed a card for Card Vault. If broadcasting doesn't work out, there's always Card Vault.
Cute.
Of course, that is an homage to his, I think, 2023 Bowman Chrome Expos card where he inscribed, "If baseball doesn't work out, there's always football." That card still hasn't been found yet, by the way. Probably one of the most valuable cards in existence that has not been found.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on Tom Brady becoming a 50% owner of a sports card and memorabilia company?
I hate to say it, but 1 year in, IMHO, I don't think broadcasting's worked out. That's just me.
Well, I mean,
Well, what are you going to do? To go from Greg Olson, who was very good in that booth,
he was.
and that he's still very good with it
is.
in the number 2 booth. But that's not what we're talking about. I'm just really, really glad that Tom Brady found another source of revenue. I was getting nervous. The minority owner of the Raiders. Did you see that watch? Well, I'm sure you saw it. Did you see the watch he wore during the Super Bowl?
Oh, I did.
I mean, he put it in our faces.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just really glad that
I mean, he's the most eligible bachelor on earth. What are you going to do?
Is he still?
I think so.
Okay. This may not be the place for this kind of commentary, but
Be careful.
His face is off, right?
He's had a lot of work done here.
Right.
A lot of work.
Is it Ozempic face? Is it too much down the rabbit hole? But it's troubling. Because you showed me the pic, like you showed me the if broadcasting doesn't work out, and like him as a youth in the Expos jersey.
Yeah.
He's very full faced.
Yeah, I mean, he was very full-faced coming out of Michigan.
He was very full faced, and it's not even that, but the eyes are like sunken. It's like it's just.
Yeah, I can't comment on Tom Brady's health, but
not his health. It's just like something
or
is
his
up.
physical appearance.
Something's definitely going on. Right?
Something's up, and it's that Tom Brady is kind of really, really pushing the envelope in terms of what he is investing in while having this Fox deal. It kind of seems like he's saying, you know what, I'm just going to do it, and you can deal with it.
Yeah, well, that's a good point because he has a lot of money already. He is now sort of getting extra from Fox, like that he didn't necessarily have.
Right,
He's using.
And this is the thing if you're Tom Brady, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily need anyone, or you don't need anything. Like if Tom Brady didn't have the Fox deal, he would be fine.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, it is what it is. I think it's super positive that he's buying a 50%
No, I
stake.
hear what you're saying. I do understand where you're at. Those are the things that came to my mind.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think it's very positive. But let's move on to Top Series 1 because it released last week. We are going to do a review of the Jumbo Hobby Box for you guys later this week. Those are 1 autograph and 2 relics guaranteed in every box. So far, I have really enjoyed seeing this product ripped. We have opened 1 hobby box of it, not on review or not on stream for you guys. But we were pretty fortunate to hit this, I don't know if you can see this, but hit this Dylan Cruz Mojo rookie autograph numbered to 199 out of the silver packs. That was pretty cool because the rest of the box was pretty bad, but
it only takes 1.
But these cards actually look way better in person. They're not like flat base cards like they normally are. They actually have kind of a foil to them and kind of a sparkle to them.
They have character.
In person. The other little Easter egg that I like is the bottom corner has a baseball diamond, and whatever position they play, they put a dot on that position. So I think it's kind of cool.
What do they do for Kike? They just fill the
yeah, they just filled the entire diamond for Kike Hernandez.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of short prints in this set that are really cool. I think that if you're a Dodger fan, I think the Dancing Dodgers short print is really cool. Features all the Dodger players doing their little dance thing,
Yeah,
like the double, the triple, the single.
The Dragon Ball Z thing.
Yeah. And for once, it's not a standalone set, right? We don't have a top standalone set or a Tops Now of Dancing Dodgers. It is inserted into a product as a new chase. So I think that's a really well done job from Topps on that one. By the way, you know who had their first ever autograph in Topps Transcendent this last year? We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but we did not we did not talk about it, and this is a big one. This is a big one to be included.
Who's that?
Charles Darwin.
As in like
That's right.
like Darwinism?
Like Darwinism. Like Mr. Galapagos himself.
Like-
Natural selection,
Right.
Charles Darwin.
Did they bring him into a convention center and do 500 autographs?
I don't even know.
And then I was sailing the other day.
I don't know how they did it, but they got it done. Charles Darwin. If you want that autograph, it is available right alongside Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Mahatma Gandhi, which I saw was pulled just a few days ago. Winston Churchill. All these guys have one-of-one autographs in Transcendent this year, an epic product. But that'll wrap things up.
Looking forward to that Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, for us. Actually, I don't know. That would be crazy.
Wouldn't it?
But that'll wrap things up for us on this week's episode of the Hobby Headquarters. Hope you enjoyed this week's show. It is good to be back. It's good to see all of you guys again, although I can't see any of you because I'm just looking into 3 different cameras. But
You feel it.
yeah, we do feel it. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next one, which will be tomorrow. So until next time, I'm Mr. Hollywood. That's Joe Nasty. We are back, but now we are out.